All right, I'm Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman, and I am here at the offices of YWCA to announce a grant that Arundel County is going to be providing to YWCA. So I think I've made it clear for a while that one of the things that is most important to me is to strengthen the nonprofit sector of this county to serve the residents of this county. And YWCA is an organization that we have supported and will continue to support. They keep coming up with such important programs and facilities to serve women in this county. Their slogan is eliminating racism and empowering women, and there's nothing more important than that. And so we have a check for $500,000 that did not come out of our federal funds. It did not come out of our community support grants for nonprofits. It was a separate item that we put into our budget to support building a facility for YWCA that will specifically be for girls, for not young women, but really girls from age 13 to 18 who have been victims of sex trafficking. And this facility will be a place where these girls can be safe, where they can get education, where they will get services, where they will have the ability to heal. And I'm just so thankful that we have a YWCA in this county that just steps up and continues to address the most severe needs of women in our county. And so I will pass it over to Pam Jordan, who's our Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Health and Human Services, who helped to put all this together. Then we will hear from our great senators, our state senators, who also provided significant funding, $1.35 million in this year's budget. And then we'll, of course, hear from the director, Molly Knight, after that. So, Pam.
Thank you, Mr. Pittman. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. As the county executive stated, my name is Pam Jordan. I'm the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Health and Human Services in Anne Arundel County government. And what a pleasure it is to be in such a position to pull something like this together. To the county executive's point, there is nothing that we need to count on our nonprofits. They know what's going on in the community. Government can't do it all, and it's nonprofits like the YWCA that has brought this to the community, done many great things over the years. But in a county where we are, with all the good things in our county, we are unfortunately positioned in a part of the country where things like human trafficking occur. And I won't go into all the details of that. I think we all know how we're positioned in the Mid-Atlantic. But what a great resource to stabilize our youth who have been impacted by this and to save the young women and get them back into the community. What I look forward to most is the partnership that comes as we stabilize these young people, these young women, because you have at your disposal all of the resources of the health and human services agencies and this administration to help these young people return to the community and feel stable and safe and healthy. So with that, I just want to say it is a pleasure to work in an administration, and I've been here a long time, for those of you who know me. I'm going on like 4 decades. I have never worked in an administration that has valued and measured the success of this county on the health and wellness of its residents. And for that, we are very fortunate, and I just want to thank the Y for being part of that continuum and look forward to our good work together. Thank you, Mr. Pittman. I will turn the microphone back to you.
We are now bringing up Senators Pam Beidle and Sarah Elfreth to talk about the state investment in this program.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. I'm Senator Pam Beidle, and while I represent the northwest part of the county, it's really been my pleasure to work with the YWCA and Molly Knipe in the 10 years that Molly's been here, and her leadership that we've been able to do so much with the YW, with the county, to see the successes we've seen here. And so in this time, we have redone this office building, as well as built the new domestic violence shelter, the education center, and now what I really think is a very special project is the new building that you're building for the human trafficking. And so altogether, the state has contributed almost $5 million to all the projects, but I have Senator Sarah Elfreth with me today, and she's going to talk about this year's contribution. So thank you to the YW. Thank you, Molly, for allowing us to be part of this great success.
Thank you, Senator Vidal. My name is Sarah Elfrith. I have the great privilege of representing District 30, which is Annapolis and southern Anne Arundel County, so the southern portion of Anne Arundel County. And along with Pam Vidal, I think this is one of the most important things that state and county government can contribute to, not just the safety, the public safety, but the health and well-being of our constituents. And not just for Anne Arundel County. I think what's unique about this project, it will be the only human trafficking safe house in the entire state of Maryland. And I know Molly and her team went across the country to look at best practices, to look at models. So it will be serving the entire state of Maryland, which is why Senator Vidal and I made it our #1 priority in this year's budget, working with Governor Hogan to ensure we brought $1.35 million back to this district, to this project, because it will be a national model serving all of Maryland and for the health and well-being of all. And we are so thankful to the YW and your staff, Molly, particularly over the last few years. They've not been easy for anyone, but you have borne the brunt and you've done the work, because we've seen an uptick in domestic violence, we've seen an uptick in child abuse, and we've seen an uptick in human trafficking. And you and your staff have been here every step of the way, and you will continue to do that. And we are so proud to help support this project and continue to be a national model for supporting young women and girls through one of the most trying experiences imaginable. And I just want to thank you and your staff for being on the front lines.
Thank you, and I really had no choice but to fund this. I wanted to fund this, but with these two senators, I would be in serious trouble if I did not, so thank you for your advocacy. But nothing gets funded in the county budget without the county council supporting it. We had an all-male county council until this last 4 years, and now we have a supermajority of women, 5 of 7 on our county council, and we do have with us Allison Pickard here. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your support for this project. So I do want to bring up Molly Knight, who is, you know, when you think about what it takes to build stuff and create programs in any jurisdiction, it's very, very complicated, and it takes a genius to lead an organization to grow as fast as this one has and provide the services. So thank you, Molly, and please tell us how hard it has been to get here and how we're going to get the rest of the way really rapidly.
Thank you. So thank you, and I really appreciate everybody being at the YWCA this morning. I also want to say a special thank you to the county executive and your administration and the council. Certainly, it's been a long road, but the need is definitely very much there. The commitment of the capital funding, the $500,000, represents 10% of the total project cost. I also want to make sure that I note that the county provides approximately 12% of our regular operating budget as well, so we appreciate the ongoing support, and we depend on this partnership for the continuation and expansion of our services. A very special thank you, which the executive certainly alluded to I almost said delegate, I can't believe that. Senator, that's how far we go back, is delegate. Senators Vidal and Elfrith. The partnership dating back to 2012 and even before has been incredible, and we certainly would not be here today without your support, and it goes far beyond the financial piece. I mean, you're true advocates, as is your administration, for our needs, so thank you very much for that. I would certainly be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about the YW itself. The YWCA was established over 100 years ago. We managed to celebrate our 100th year right at the start of the pandemic, and we are the comprehensive domestic violence and sexual assault provider for Anne Arundel County. That means that we are the only organization providing the domestic violence safe house. I think it's important to note also that 1 in 3 women will be victims of domestic violence at some point in their life. 1 in 5 women will be affected by sexual assault. 1 in 15 children will be exposed to domestic violence in their home. And on average, 20,000 phone calls come in nationally every day on domestic violence hotlines. This is a very, very real problem, and it's happening certainly right here in Anne Arundel County. The Safe House, we serve over 40 children, or adults and children there. We have a 24-hour hotline. We have hospital accompaniment, the abuser intervention program, counseling, legal representation, education, community education, and outreach. These services provide support to over 10,000 people a year. As already mentioned, the facility will be the only dedicated safe house in this state. This is huge, and this is specifically for children between the ages of 13 and 18. This is a 7,500 square foot facility with a 24-hour call center. It has on-site case managers and residential advisors at all times. It's a residential feel, but with a very secure environment. It offers on-site counseling and education, so everything that children need will be provided right here. The total project cost is almost $5.2 million, and we've been very fortunate that in literally 1 year we were able to raise all of these funds through public dollars, private foundations, individual donors, and event revenue. So this project is actually fully funded at this point. We anticipate breaking ground this fall, and we anticipate opening in late summer of 2023. Finally, I'd like to share a couple things. This is a partnership with an organization called Turnaround out of Baltimore County. They literally are the subject matter experts on trafficking. And then we need to make sure that we thank our board and our team. Our team is on the front line every day, and when you talk about getting through the pandemic, it was our team who made that possible. It was our team who went across the country and looked at best practices and programs. It's our team who has the expertise in all these areas to make sure that we're doing the very best for our clients, and it's our team that shows up every single day to make sure that we realize the mission and vision of this organization. So thank you for the support of our vast community of friends. This is a critical resource providing healing environment for children who are affected by trafficking. It's our goal to make sure that we partner together with everybody who's here today and ensure that they are back out in the community and realizing their best life. So thank you again, and back to the county executive. Thank you.
I think we have a check.
Well, thank you.
Want a check?
Certainly take that.
Why don't you come on up and all of you speakers and get our picture taken.